Hello there, be more, just a bunch of nerds here, and I am here to talk to you about ZenBins. ZenBins are currently up on Kickstarter, and they are a stackable storage system for your dice and card games. Couriers and Dice Masters being the games in particular. And so what I have here is a sample of the ZenBin. We're going to go look over this and compare it to my previous storage solution and see how does it stand up to a few tests. So now I've shown this to a few people and had some positive results, positive feedback. So let's take a look at what we have here. So we start off, I have a set of 4 bins. So the top one counts as a lid, and I did read you can get some lids separately for it, but you can use this now. I have some thoughts on that, but I will get to those in a moment. So what we have here is I have all of the cards in the DC Dice Masters set, Justice League, and that just came out this past week here. And so some of them are sleeved, some of them are not, and I do have them divided up in here, and so it is able to hold them all with room. This one is not very full, and this one here is completely empty. Now, perhaps if they were all sleeved, I know there are some numbers you can get that I will post on the bottom along with information for their website, and it will show the exact number of cards, everything you can fit in there. Just to show an example, I use a very fine, thin sleeve. This is just my Warhammer Conquest, and they're a standard size sleeve, and as you can see it does fit in there as well, so it does have space for the sleeves. Next thing we're going to look at is the dice tray areas. So you can hold, there's 5 rows that each hold 10 dice. So in this here, I got one open spot. We'll just find something to fill that with. So in this set here, I'm able to hold 150 dice, and a similar layout to the setup box, but one thing I find is it is much easier to just grab some dice and remove them. I found I had a lot more difficulty. They'd sometimes get stuck. Maybe they're just tightly fit into the setup boxes or the collector's boxes. But yeah, so I really like that. And so these are stackable. I like the system, but I don't feel the need for as many cards as it's giving me options for. I would rather have one side of cards, one, and then all of this being dice. You could probably get an extra, at least 3 to 4 dice. You know, even if you went up to here, an extra 3 dice. I do like this area here, though. I have stored my dice bag inside in these side pockets here, and it holds that in well. Now, a few of my friends who I've shown this to, all Dice Masters fans, they've said, well, why is there not a lid to it? And I get where they're coming from, and there are lids that I've read are available. And the thing is, if you order a set and you got 3 trays and a lid, and let's say you order a second set, now you've got 6 trays and 2 lids, and you don't necessarily need them. I liked having the tray option, and then maybe get 1 lid to put on top of it. But here is what I like about this, and it kind of goes to one of the things I didn't like about the collector's box, and I did like with my other storage solution. So I'm at a tournament, I'm playing, and when I'm all done, stack my here's my team, here's my dice, stack it all in, and now I can carry this from table to table. Startup box, I found you're having problems with that. With my other storage solution, it did have that same option. There were these grooves on top. So I actually really like the no lid system, but that's just my opinion. Comparing it into my old storage solution, these counter trays. So for 150 dice, so it's 60% width, so it covers and it's a little bit longer than this one here. As for what you can store in it, so this here stores 150 dice. The advantage on this one is this one tray stores 120 because you can fit in 6 in each row. So for storage space, this one does have the advantage, although you do not get the option of cards. Now, I'm not saying that my old system is better, because here's one thing that I have found. I did a little bit of testing with it. It was only a couple taps and everything fell out, and so I really like mine for storage. But I prefer to have something good for when I'm playing in a tournament, and so we're going to do a couple tests here. So what I'm going to do here is I've got a table. The table I typically play on, maybe a little bit higher than the card tables I'll play on. So this is a dining room table, and I've got this thing loaded up. It's not taped or glued or anything. And so we've got my floor here, and let's just see what happens. So I'm going to try a few different things. So that dropped face down, dropped on its side. I'll do it one more time off the table here. So through those drops, it's stuck together. I'm not seeing any cracks. I mean, you know what? I could do some other tests. I could step on it and drive over it and smash it with things, but that's not what we're looking for here. What we're looking for is something that'll hold up to the game wear and tear, and getting knocked off a table is definitely a risk that you're going to take. So, in comparing to other systems that I've seen, I am a huge fan of the ZenBin system here. Again, this here is great, I think, in my opinion, for storage. I have a lot of dice, and so I'm putting this for storage here. But that'll be great for my extras. I like these for the stuff that I'm going to be going around. Again, 150 dice fit in here. I can store my cards. I can take these on the road, just like they advertised. I would definitely recommend these to anyone who plays Dice Masters. The size of it, the simplicity, it just snaps up, no problem, but secures. And I mean, I've been playing around with it for the last 24 hours, just making sure it can take the beating of being used, and it's been knocked off the table a bunch of times, and these ones are still holding up really well. So I would definitely kick my endorsement in to trying to get ZenBins if you are a Dice Masters player. And Couriers, I know they'll work for as well. They got the same size dice. I don't play Couriers, I do play Dice Masters, so I'm doing this strictly as a Dice Masters ambassador here. So I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my review of ZenBins, and you check the information below, and I will post a website. I'll post their Kickstarter information that's still going on, and hopefully you will see this and it'll help you make that decision to take that step forward and get the ZenBin system for your Dice Masters and Couriers collection. This has been B More with Just a Bunch of Nerds, and I am signing off.